we'll begin this episode off with Landon telling us about the drink that he's prepared for us this evening.
Yeah, so tonight is tequila night, and so the first drink is a Oaxacan Old Fashioned, which is tequila, mezcal, bitters, and then orange and cherries if you prefer orange or cherries for your Old Fashions. It's kind of a nice, sweet, smoky.
That is good.
Drink. It's quickly become one of my favorites.
Colin just has happy face.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's.
I'm happy.
This is delicious, and I will definitely ask you for the names of everything you used and to text me the recipe at some point, because I'm just imagining drinking this on a boat. Let's have a quick recap. You all came together, and we started the episode actually with you all kind of encountering each other for the first time. It was when our barbarian, Cain, the blue-scaled dragonborn, walked into the Chattering Parrot Tavern, in Port Marra, and dragonborn are a novelty, to which he kind of caught the attention of those in the tavern. Not soon after, Varus, you entered as well. Celty, you were already working in the tavern, and basically what it led to was you all being the two of you, Varus and Cain, struck up a conversation with Professor Fellows, who is wanting to chart an expedition into the Silver Slopes to find an old monastery temple of some sort in the mountains. But he didn't want to hire just anybody for the task, so he basically set you all about accomplishing getting to the bottom of some of the rumors and needs around town. So you all decided to tackle something of some creature that's been attacking people at night. And there was also something about out in the woods, outside of town, some sort of king of the spirits out there that you all think that you might also try out if this fighting the monster goes well. So you all went, you met with, oh my gosh, I created her and I can't remember her name right now.
Simone Weathersby?
Yes, thank you. Simone Weathersby, a high elf. The mage in residence for Port Marra, Simone Weathersby, who actually posted this job on the notice board in the Chattering Parrot. You all went and spoke with her, and she kind of gave you guys some clues and some hints, and you all basically decided the best course of action would be for Varus to be bait. Varus set out. Cain followed. Following Cain in secret was Celty, who had not yet revealed herself to the two of you, but had donned kind of some ceremonial, badass, scary looking outfit, which I'll have you describe what it looks like again in a little while. The monster did attack. You all quickly learned that it was a gargoyle, and you fought it in the center of Port Marra's town square, with Celty diving into the fray. It was vanquished and defeated by Varus, actually, in his very first full-on encounter that wasn't against like some small impish sort of creature. And in that final moment, you all turned and you see this woman clad in chainmail that has these smoke billowing off of it, with this ceremonial headdress covering her face. It's the middle of the night. You're staying in this town square of Port Marra. What would you all like to do?
So the gargoyle's done. It's all.
Yeah, it's crumbled.
Yeah, crumbled to dust.
Always has to be flying.
I think I'll just nod and start slowly walking away.
And then we start slowly walking towards you. And keep equal pace.
Glad that is over. Thank you for your help. Please don't be an enemy. I can't do this again.
Just got eyes locked straight on you.
I do like this. I realize this is an audio medium, auditory medium. I just do the shoulder shrug and like kind of hand motion. I don't want to speak, but hand motion to myself, do I look like an enemy? Did I try to hurt you? And then I again just turn around and I kind of nod and
No, come back.
I turn around, just hand on hip, and just be like, what?
what's your name? Because it is not fair for us to accept payment of this without spreading it to those who helped us.
She just waves that notion away and is like,
Part of
"Don't
my
worry about
code, I will forcibly pay you if I have to.
it." Fine. And then she just sticks out her hand then. And is like,
I don't have the money now.
then she's just like doing the like hands in the air, like, then what's the problem?
Hey, Varus, I think she called my bluff.
Well, I don't know what to do here, to be perfectly honest. That was terrifying.
Have you never done anything like that before?
Oh, heavens no. I fought a small impish creature.
It's the
A
same
week
thing,
ago?
just bigger. It's a bigger version of that.
I could have died.
You could also die from tripping on some stairs.
That's true.
So just compare it to that. You'll be fine. That's how I get through every day.
Quickly scribble on like a piece of parchment, like, donate my share, like, ask Simone, donate my share to the local orphaned children.
I can get behind this.
That is most noble. Do you have a name?
Scribble, yes.
Can you speak actual words without writing them?
Scribble,
Have
yes.
we run into you before? Is that why you're not speaking? Can I make an insight check on that?
Yeah, you can roll an insight check if you wanted to. I guess roll your insight check at disadvantage, and you roll a deception check, just straight out.
13.
6.
Cain, you don't know who it is, but you can only assume the reason why whoever this woman isn't speaking. It's probably attributed to what, like you said, like you've encountered her somewhere in the city.
All right, and my dumb brain just goes, "Are you the lizard lady from the bar?"
Yes. You got me.
I knew it.
So, Celty, what would you like to do? Are you gonna walk away now?
I'll just go over to one of the crates and kind of just hop up on it and kind of like just chill and see what
Okay.
they do next.
Okay. Cain, Varus, what would you guys like to do?
I thank you for your aid, lizard woman. I think we must be on our way. Oh boy. Yeah, I guess I'll turn and start walking back to Simone's tower.
Okay.
It's just dust on the ground from the
Some small,
gargoyle.
like probably the biggest stone chunks you see, probably about the size of your palm. Nothing larger than that, though.
I'll grab one just in case.
Okay.
The rooftop that the gargoyle was on. Did I see it like spring up there, or because like I remember seeing it like
You
pretty quick?
you just saw it there. You didn't see it arrive there. You didn't see it land. Nothing like that.
Can I see if there's any way up onto that roof?
Yeah. So you're just looking for a way up. I mean, this is most of the buildings in Port Marra are made out of wood, and it's pretty rough wood at that. So climbing buildings is actually something that the kids do a lot. So you actually know that you could probably climb up there if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll try to climb up onto that roof.
Roll me an athletics check.
Why am I rolling so poorly? That's like a 7, man.
You start up there. You're going. You've never really climbed a building before in your full outfit. So the two of you see this woman in her chain smell smoldering armor that just seems to be perennially just smoldering, having smoke build off of it, which is a little unsettling. But you guys see her climb this building, but it takes her about 8 minutes to get to the roof of this 2-story building.
As I'm looking over, I just kind of like slap over at Varus and just go, "Hey, do you think old people should be... Because the lizard lady was kind of old, right?"
Was she? Truthfully, I don't think I've met a lizard woman before. I'm not
Okay, she was
familiar.
kind of, from one lizard-ish person. She was kind of old. Should she
That's-
be climbing?
Well, and also point of order because I'm curious. Do the lizard people in this world have tails?
Yes. Lizard folk do have tails. Cathin did have a tail. Hers hadn't been cut off or anything like that.
Solid. And there's
no tail.
There's no tail.
Granted, she's wearing like some robes, so
Okay.
maybe, but as she's climbing and doesn't look like the figure isn't moving like someone that has a tail might be moving.
Okay.
So you get up there. You see some where some of the thatch roof has been clawed away by it just moving across. You see some indents. Roll an investigation check.
15.
Based on the claw marks and the footprints and where it looks like a significant weight was like indentation is, you think that's probably where it landed from. And then based on that, where the tracks lead kind of across the roof, you kind of backtrack and gauge that the thing actually was probably flying above them for a good portion of the way that on their walk from Simone's tower. It looks like it landed from that direction.
So, having been in Port Marra for a while, would
Yep.
I know of any buildings with ornamental gargoyles on them?
Roll a history check. None that leap to your mind immediately, and you wonder where could this gargoyle have been hiding if it was indeed hiding in the city. Then you remember Simone, when she came in a few weeks ago, mentioned that 3 gargoyles had just recently been installed at the top of her tower.
Oh, that's right.
Wait, I know this?
Yeah, because Simone would have mentioned it to you when she
Okay.
came in a few weeks ago into the Chattering Parrot.
But how did y'all know about that?
Because I explained it to them when they walked up to it.
Yeah, there was
So
like
we
the,
don't actually know that you're making that connection. We just know that there's
the ones with the different directions to each of the different companies.
When I was skulking out behind Simone's tower, did I notice any, like, that there were only maybe 2, or?
It's a tall structure, and I mean, it's several stories high compared to the rest of
The rest of Port Marra.
the Port Marra. So you wouldn't, unless you were looking for it instinctively, you wouldn't have noticed.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's like most of the structures here are about 2 stories high at most, meaning they probably stand with like peaked roofs, probably 50 feet high. Simone's tower is easily 75 feet tall, so it stands quite a bit.
It's
over.
the Devon Tower of Port Marra.
Basically. It probably has 5 or 6 floors within it. So
Gotcha.
In case anyone was curious, we're from Oklahoma City now that the Devon Tower has been dropped.
All right. Well, I'll just watch the 2 of them, like, see what they do next. I'm not being creepy at all.
I was about to say, I see this, and I just, as we start walking, I just keep facing here.
I hold on to the glaive, and then I just do like a squat, like trying to look like a gargoyle, and then just like slowly doing the painting that eyes follow you thing, where I just like slowly rotate and follow.
Is there a
you all.
pebble nearby that I can just chuck at this thing?
there's chunk of gargoyle
Can I just throw a chunk of gargoyle
at her.
just nearby to kind of startle her away? Because it's fucking creepy.
Wait, at me, or like you're like doing like the thing in video games where you throw something and
It's a warning
like,
shot.
Try to.
Warning shot, but close enough to be a scary warning shot.
So across my nose, but not up.
I do want to ask, does Cain really believe that's how he would react in this social situation?
In this weird situation, yes, because he's incredibly curious as to what the hell's going on, and also he thinks it's an old lizard woman that might.
Cain believes the right course of action is to throw a stone at someone on the roof.
Yes,
Okay,
but not in like an "I'm trying to hurt you" way.
make an attack roll.
Classic barbarian.
I don't know what I add to this.
It's
Where are
your
you,
strength,
Where are
if
you
you-
aiming? Like, are you aiming like at my
We're-
feet, at
we're
the chimney
about-
behind me?
We're
or-
about to find out.
Straight through a window.
Oh dear. Oh dear. 9.
9. Yeah, it's middle of the night, but you do shatter a window, and glass is not cheap around.
And I just go, "Oop, okay. And I immediately tuck my head, pull my hood back over my head, and just like, oh shit.
With that Celty, are these roofs? How densely populated is this? Are these like roofs that are like congruent, or are they separate? Are there like alleys between every?
not often. There are alleys, but not.
So I'm
often.
gonna have to do the parkour jump because
Yeah.
I don't want to be up on the roof when there's a broken. All right, I'm doing the parkour jump.
Okay. All right. Make a, so you're just jumping
Well, okay. How far is this jump?
to the next roof.
Yeah.
It's about 10 feet.
Is it higher or lower than the roof I'm on?
It's the same. It's the same level. It's the same level.
What do I add to this for a run jump?
It's an athletics check though for you to run and jump. Which way are you going? Are you going towards where the 2 of them are, or away from?
Like up towards Simone's tower, like whatever direction that.
Okay. Yeah, you make it onto the next roof.
So what you're saying is, from our perspective, I accidentally break a window, and then I just see this lady jumping at us.
No. She jumps away from you all because you guys are still in the town square. She's jumping away from
we
you
hadn't
all
started
back
walking
towards
yet.
the
Okay.
tower.
In the direction we'll be going.
Okay.
But
Okay. Also, as we walk back, is it possible I could throw 2 gold coins in through the window and broke?
Just break more of the window.
No.
Sure.
The hole that's already there.
Sure.
To be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. You toss two gold coins in. There's no sound coming from it. No light has clicked on, but yeah, you toss 2 gold into that window.
Because I don't want to hurt people's stuff.
Honestly, anything below a 10, you're gonna break a window. 10 to a 15, you're gonna get close, and then if you had like met the AC, you would have.
Just flat out hit me.
Yeah.
1 damage.
this is that was deeply disconcerting.
All right. So you guys make your way back to Simone's.
You really shouldn't throw things at windows.
I didn't like being stared at from a rooftop. I know she was being helpful, but there's you can travel normally.
That was rather disturbing.
And I don't want any of us to be seen as the bad guy for what's been going on, especially since the thing we killed is now a pile of dust and stone, and it's kind of hard to say, hey, here's this gravel. This was attacking you.
Well, truthfully, I am not one that is quite proficient in some of these tasks, but there's a chance that this could have some residual magical energies. If anyone can tell anything from this, it would be Simone.
True. But also, I'm just throwing this out there. I'm glad we got out of there quickly after we did the fight because, let's be real, the spindly, uptight kind, no offense, are the kind of people who tend to attack people in the middle of the night out here in the wilderness because they think they can get away with it. So I don't want a target on your back.
That's appreciated.
Especially with you going, look at the gravel, it attacked you. But you did good. You did good.
Thank you.
Seriously, only the second thing you've ever killed. You've never hunted for food?
Well, my family has seen that as quite beneath us.
I beg your pardon?
It's a long story. I had a sheltered upbringing.
Okay.
I am trying to alleviate some of those shortcomings.
What is the last meat you ate?
I had a delightful chicken dinner this evening. It was a wonderful taste of home.
Did you remove the feathers first? Or did you just cook it
Well,
after you killed it?
I did not cook it, nor kill it. I mean, the lizard woman is the one who prepared it for me.
I know. I'm messing with you.
Oh,
We need to... If you're going to be working with us, and you're going on this thing, this expedition, you're going to have to hunt and cook your own food if the situation requires it. So, whenever we get back to the bar, I'll ask the lizard woman, because I cannot remember her name. Kethend. Thank you.
I wouldn't know.
I don't think Cain would either.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I don't think Varus learned it.
No.
We'll ask her for one of the chickens and ask if you can do the prep yourself.
Well,
Because that is an important skill to have if you're going on a wilderness expedition.
I feel like Cain is just trying to like fish off cooking responsibility.
I'm getting hazed right now.
Yeah.
But also, I do have a point.
Well,
Albeit, I don't think we're going to run into any wild chickens in the mountain. But it's a starting point.
Celty, roll me a acrobatics check. Just one.
Oh, come on. Oh, no. That's a 7.
Okay, 7. You beat them back to Simone's tower, but you're a little winded when you get there. You look up, there are only 2 gargoyles on top of the tower. The third pedestal is empty.
Do I know where they are?
Them?
Yeah.
You haven't a clue. You left them behind.
Right, okay.
You're assuming they're on their way back, but you don't know if they're...
How long does it take to change?
It takes 10 minutes to take armor off.
They'll make it back before then, I'm assuming. Port Marra's not that big, or is it?
if at the pace that you ran, them walking normally, you would just have 10 minutes before they got back.
Then I do that.
Okay.
Change into my normal clothes, walk in the door.
All right. So as you're finishing up and you're putting your normal, we'll call them your civvies, your back on, you finish packing and stowing your armor away and your ceremonial mask. I call it ceremonial, but your mask, it's kind of ceremonial.
It's just a cool fancy.
Yeah, it's a fancy mask. But as you finish storing that away, you come around the side of her big circular tower where you're kind of doing it in dark and shadow, just in time to see the two of them coming out of like a street opening and making their way toward the tower.
Okay, so they're how far would you say from
60 feet. And they're just leisurely strong. They think like, hey, we've taken care of it.
We did.
Gotcha. I'm gonna act like I don't notice and like knock on Celty or on Simone's door.
Okay, the two of you see the older. Did you say you're in 60s or so?
60s.
Yeah, older woman who was helping around the tavern. You see her actually walk up and knock on the door of the tower, middle of the night, and you guys are still about 60 feet away from the door yourself.
Would either of us is there enough of a, I can't remember from last session if it was a full moon or not, or if there was a decent amount of moonlight.
There was a decent amount of moonlight, yeah.
By any chance, would either one of us just happen to notice one of the statues missing?
I mean,
I mean,
think so.
we're not actively looking for it. I was just
No, I don't think you guys would have.
Okay. I tried.
Is that the barmaid?
Yeah. Is it? Yeah. I think so.
What?
You knock.
Yeah.
Celty.
Yeah.
You knock, and the door almost immediately swings open, and you see Simone, her beautiful, long, dark hair in a braid over. So she's changed her outfit. She's now wearing a more kind of comfortable. She was wearing kind of a nice silk blue dress before. Now she's wearing kind of a more comfortable purple wool gown. Something that you think she probably just wears it when she's around the tower by herself. But her hair is in this really thick braid over her shoulder. But she's still, I mean, striking and easily the most beautiful, as everyone says, the most beautiful woman in all of Port Marra. But the door swings open. She's there, and you see this almost frantic look on her face. And she goes, and as she opens it, she goes, "You're back, Celty. Celty, what are you doing here?"
Well, you don't have to look so disappointed.
I'm not. I was expecting someone. Oh, and you see this almost relief on her eyes. She goes, and she calls out to the two of you. Approach. She goes, "There you are. Are you all right?"
A little worse for wear, but mostly unharmed.
Did you take care of it? You look like you've.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm a little beat up.
They took care of it. They did fine. I saw them smash up a gargoyle on my way home. I thought I'd
were there.
just give you an update. Oh, I was just passing through.
Well, please come in and she kind of gestures for you all to come in. Please come in and tell me what happened. I want to hear everything.
Wait, you saw it?
I mean, I'm assuming the Chattering Parrot being a tavern would be not that far from the town square. So
It's about. I think I've said it was like a.
It was.
It's
a
about
10-minute walk.
It's about 8 minutes or 10 minutes from the Chattering Parrot to Simone's, and another 10 minutes. It's kind of like an L from it.
Gotcha.
So.
Yeah, I was picking up some bread from a baker friend of mine, so I could have some for breakfast tomorrow. I always do that before I leave town.
In the middle of the night.
He always holds a few loaves back for me.
Celty lives about a 2-hour walk outside of town. But she enjoys it. She enjoys her seclusion. But please do come in, and she motions for you all to come into her home.
Interesting.
I was just stopping by. I noticed, these fine gentlemen did a smash-up job, but you seem to be missing one of your fancy guardians on your tower.
What are you talking about? She steps outside and looks up, and the one that would face over toward the ocean, pointing back toward the continent of Peturia, that one, you guys now notice that gargoyle is missing. And she goes...
Can I make an insight check when she sees the...
Yes.
Okay. No, that's no. That's a 3.
3. She appears genuinely surprised that it's gone. How did... What happened?
I think if you're looking for it, you'll find it in the town square.
And she goes, please do come in. And so you all come in. You guys see that piece of armor that was cooking before is now just kind of standing motionless against one wall, but you guys instantly are hit with a very fragrant aroma of a nice pork stew that it has prepared. And she makes up 4 bowls and hands one to each of you. She goes, this has to taste good after your ordeal. Please do eat. I know it's only been a few hours since you eat, but a battle will certainly work up an appetite. She hands you each a bowl. Now, please, what happened?
Well, the bait tactic, I believe, worked quite flawlessly. Well suggested. It a creature tried to attack me.
What kind of creature was it?
Nothing I have seen before, but the description of a gargoyle, I think, would be quite fitting. I brought a piece, and I'll hand her the little stone
She takes
chunk.
it. She examines it. Would you have examined this piece of stone closely before?
I probably would have been kind of like looking over it as we're walking back.
Okay. What you see is you noticed etched smallly into it was a symbol of this burning candle, like solitary candle with a small flame above it, inside of a circle. Was etched very small into it. And Simone sees it, and she just kind of clicks her tongue, sets it down. She goes, I should have known. It seems that in a way I've brought this upon the people of Port Marra. And she stands up and she's wringing her hands together, walking slowly around the circle of this sitting room on the first floor of the tower.
Would I have recognized that?
No, you would not.
Engraving?
Have.
Okay,
No, you wouldn't have.
It didn't look to be anything. Truthfully, it was some animated stone spirit, but what would you have done to...
It was, what you thought was quite assuredly a gargoyle. Just one in the employ of one of my colleagues, it would seem. And she holds out the stone to you. This symbol, the flickering candle within the circle, it is the symbol of the man who gave me this gift. Who's the one who presented the gargoyles to me as a gift of good favor. My colleague, a fellow mage in residence working for the Southern Mysterium Trading Company. His name is Oswald Pinkton. Pinkton, yeah. Pinkton. He is the mage in residence in the town of Leet, not too far from here. I had thought the gift of the gargoyles was his way of putting some nastiness behind us. But it appears I'm wrong in that he actually had some more nefarious plans in mind. I'm sure this was his attempt to drive me out of Port Marra, show that I was unfit to serve the people here.
You think he would have something against you from...
Oswald Pinkton has been a mage in residence here in Ubiquitous for nearly his entire life. He applied a few years ago to receive the position of mage in residence here in Port Marra. He was, let's say, disappointed when I was assigned the post fresh out of school. He envied it. He thought becoming the mage in residence for a large city would somehow bolster his standing within the company and perhaps lead him to being master mage for the company one day. I, in his mind at least, set him back from that goal. When he presented these gargoyles to me, I genuinely thought that he had come to terms with it and wanted to work together as colleagues.
This actually does... I'm sorry to interrupt, but this does pose a quick question. Have you... should we go check the other 2 statues before we do anything else, given the circumstances of what we just found out?
It would not be a bad idea. are you all willing to? I mean,
Axe is already up.
you all did just defeat a great foe. I mean, gargoyles are nothing to balk at, but we are quite a ways up. That roof is. Are you sure you're willing to climb up there?
I just remembered what my HP was before we left last time. I'm down to 8.
I can tell that you have taken a blow. I am a little bit spent on my magical capabilities for the day. I am still learning, but I don't mind heights. Is there a way we can view them from inside the tower?
Not to inspect it as well as we need to. Let me hold on. And she, you see though that she makes gestures in front of her hands, and she closes her eyes, and she says, "Why don't you all take some time and rest up? I mean, Celty, are you willing to stay and help with this, or are you wanting to head home? It is quite late."
I mean, I'm fine in the dark, so I mean, if it means a safer Port Marra, I'm fine with sticking around. I don't know how much help I'll be. I've just got my trusty glaive, but
Well, if you want to take some time and catch your breath, I've placed an enchantment that's allows me to keep watch on the other 2 gargoyles for a time.
By the way, as soon as she says she has her trusty glaive, would I recognize the glaive from the town square?
ooh.
Yes.
Just kind of look and go, lizard woman, my ass.
Do I hear this or
Make a. Are you trying to say it to where only you hear, or are you just saying it softly?
Saying it softly.
Okay, roll a perception check.
bad? But I have a +5, so 10.
You hear it.
I only rolled an 8.
Yeah, you didn't hear it.
Yeah.
You're more caught up in the moment. You're glad that you get to catch your breath, and you're enjoying this wonderful pork stew.
It's quite lovely.
And she's poured you each a nice little glass of brandy. Basically, Simone has cast basically like an arcane eye, and she's just keeping watch up there. So you guys can take a short rest if you so choose.
Fantastic. That sounds delightful. Yeah, I was about to figure out what I was gonna wild shape into to climb the tower.
I will say by the time this is over, you guys kind of can chat a little bit if you guys want to during it. But I will say during your all's rest, she does inform you that there is a hatchway up onto the roof from the top, from the attic, basically.
Okay, so we don't have to climb from outside.
No, you don't. There is a hatchway out of the attic. However, it's right on the not right on the ocean, but I mean it's in an ocean town, city, and so there are often gusts of wind, and she has said that she is concerned of the stability and you potentially being blown off. So that is a concern of hers, but she's gracious for your all's help. Grateful for it.
So,
I'm gonna roll one of my hit die because I'm a little hurt.
Okay, so you guys take a short rest. You heal up. At this point, it's pushing probably close to 2 a.m. if you're to put things in such construct of time for our world. But it is pushing 2 a.m. Simone sort of rouses you all. You weren't necessarily sleeping, but you were kind of in a bit of a down state. And Simone says, "Well, are you all ready? You can follow me up to the attic." And she leads you out of this room into a central stairwell. But where you guys are used to stairs being on the outsides of towers, this is a tight interior spiral staircase that goes up the center of the tower with then branching pathways off of it and there's no platforms. It's very narrow, maybe 3 foot wide archways that just go into all these different doors off of this within this central column. Yeah, so it's kind of like looking up, it almost looks like a spider web network of these different arching.
Very like Castlevania, like you have that
Very much
random like tower sitting, or like
Yes. But they're archways, and they go to doors, and you looking at it, the doors don't seem to be like placed at like heights that make sense. Like you'll see where one doorway is, and you'll be able, your eyes will travel across, and where there's this one doorway on one side of this column chamber, across the way from it there would be one where the door begins, like the bottom of the door would sit halfway at the height of the other door. Like they're kind of off kilter doors.
So like some Alice in Wonderland.
Yes, very much so. And
Okay.
it kind of throws you off mentally, but you guys decide like just focus on one step after the other, follow this thing all the way to the top.
This isn't like the Winchester house where we're just gonna open a door and it like leads to a 30-40 foot drop.
Or a brick wall.
You guys have never been in a wizard's tower before, none of you, so you don't really know what this is, but it's a little off-putting.
Incredible enchantments you have.
Oh yes, well, I inherited from the previous mage in residence, still trying to make it home a bit, but it is, well, it's a marvelous tower, and I mean, there are so many rooms I haven't even had a chance to fully explore yet. There's so much to see in here. But please do follow me. After a few minutes, you guys make it to the attic, and the attic, weirdly enough, just looks like any other attic that you would expect to see in a tower. Like you guys, the spiral staircase just leads straight up into it. But you guys do see this door that she pushes open, and you guys feel the cold autumn wind gust in and hit you in the face. The tower, the roof slopes slightly. It's not too bad. It's not quite flat, but it's slightly peaked. But you guys can climb out there if you want. She does tell you to be very careful, that she's going to stay right here, and if you guys get any trouble, she'll do her best to assist you. But you can tell that what's everyone's passive perception?
Mine should be decent.
12.
15.
15.
All right, guys.
15 for the two of you. Mm-hmm. Okay, two of you roll. I know I'm using perception and telling you to make an insight roll. I know. Come at me, bro.
Oh, that's a natural 20.
Natural 20.
What the heck?
And with the modifiers, what is that?
25.
Wow.
You said insight, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 25.
Also 25.
All right.
Are you guys like wisdom-based spellcasters or something? Yeah, there's a lot of wisdom in this 3-man party.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. You both are able to pick up that Simone is afraid of heights. She will come out there. Yeah. You can tell like she's serious about helping you all, but she's not going to come out on the roof unless she has to.
Yep. I don't think Vars is scared of heights, but he's definitely out of his element.
He's just scared in general.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I have never done anything quite like this before. Oh god, what am I doing?
Yeah. A torch just kind of beelining across the roof.
Okay, so you're out?
Yeah.
Okay, I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw when you get out of the roof.
Well, that was unexpected.
Instantly off the side.
I've got +2. No, 19.
19. Okay, you're fine. You're able to keep your footing. There's gusts of wind, so you're able to keep your footing. So there are two gargoyles, one pointing north towards the other settlements that from Peturia. The other one, I don't remember what direction I told you all. I think it said it was pointing south towards the Silver Slopes. Yes.
I think so.
Pointing south toward the Silver Slopes. So do you want to go to the one that faces north or the one that faces south?
I'll go to the north one.
The north one? Okay. Yeah.
And just look it over to see if I see that same candle insignia that I was shown earlier.
Okay, roll an investigation check. The two of you, do you guys also come out on the roof?
I would try, and it's gonna be like very gingerly moving.
Okay. You're gonna do it carefully?
Yeah.
Okay, then you're fine. Okay. If you're not going brashly, you don't have to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, I see how it is.
Okay, so Varus, are you? I don't know if I caught this. Are you afraid of? Am I picking up that you're afraid of heights, or you're just cautious in general?
More the latter.
Okay.
It's more. It's not like a sweat pouring. Like, oh god, I'm so uncomfortable. It's just like, oh god, kind of testing the footing with each one before I place full weight down and being ready to brace myself against the wind.
Also, 16.
On your investigation check?
Yes.
Okay. You don't see any candle insignia on this one as you inspect it. It takes you about 2 minutes to do a really good, thorough pass on the whole gargoyle.
Okay, I'll walk over to the other one and
Varus, are you
And that's where I'd be heading.
Okay, Varus,
to the south
are you
one.
going to come out or are you going to stay in?
I'm probably just gonna take a couple steps out
Okay.
and just kind of like watch. I'm just up there for moral support.
Okay.
Air quotes.
So, kind of as you're starting to wrap up your inspection of the one facing north, Varus, you begin your inspection of the one facing south. So, roll me investigation check.
Cool. Oh, not bad. Solid rolls tonight. That is a 19.
19. You do find just under, like, almost in the shadow of the right wing on its body, you see that same candle insignia.
It would appear that was not the only one. Perhaps could explain the multitude of occurrences that have been reported.
As he's saying this, I imagine I'm walking up.
Sure.
I just slap him on the back, but at the same time, I know to keep a
Roll a
grip
dexterity
on.
saving throw.
I was about to say I'm keeping a grip on the.
He's
on
gonna
the hood.
catch me if I slip, but I am startled.
We'll see about that.
Holy hell! So, just for the straight rolls so far tonight, 20, 18, 19. For dexterity save, it's just +1, so that's a total 20.
And as I do that, I just go, "What'd you find there?"
Please don't do that again. Well, if you look carefully below the wing right here, and I'll point it out, the same engraving is present on this one as well. Could you find it on the north-facing one?
I did not. You said under the wing.
Under the wing. Did you check there?
I was about to say, Brandon, did I check underneath the wing with that 16?
Yeah.
Okay.
You would have. Yeah, you know, they're
So pretty confident that I
yeah,
did
you're
not.
pretty
miss it.
confident that
Okay.
you didn't miss anything.
All right. In that case, I say small, have my axe ready just in case for some reason this thing comes to life. And I just
go.
go, Mage lady,
Yes, what is it?
I think we found another one.
Oh. All right, come back in the tower.
Oh,
Why don't you just come out here? Just blow it up.
I would really prefer you come back in the tower.
I think I would prefer that as well.
How solid is the attachment of this gargoyle to this to the tower?
It's stone. It's solidly on there, as far as you can tell.
Can I try to push it off to break it on the ground below?
Yeah, you can.
Can I check to make sure there's no one underneath first?
1 second.
If that's all right.
Yeah. Roll a. You're just looking below.
Yeah, to
I'm
make
just gonna say you don't see anybody.
Okay. And then can I try to push the gargoyle so that way it shatters on the ground below?
Yeah. Roll a. What's he does it? You're gonna shove it or attack it.
Shove it.
Shove it. Okay. Roll an athletics check.
I can't move crap. In fact, this might be kind of dangerous. Mm-hmm. That might be a natural one.
Mm-hmm.
Natural 1.
That might be a natural one.
You go up to give it a shove, and before your hands even touch it, a stone claw is around you, and it's facing you.
Oh!
Oh, shit.
Oh, dear. Okay.
And so, I need you guys to roll for initiative.
Oh, heavens, what have you done?
I thought it was dormant.
What have you
Oh,
done?
no. I don't know how gargoyles work in D&D.
Cain, what was your initiative? Cain, what was your initiative?
Sorry. 11.
Okay, Varus.
I rolled an 8.
17.
17 for Celty. Man, Celty.
I have a question.
Yeah.
That one, how long has Simone been the mage in residence, and
About 2 years.
how long did I know the previous mage in residence?
Not the way you know Simone. You knew of the previous mage.
Like saw them around town or whatever. Kind of knew who they were, but
Yeah, you didn't. You didn't even
kind of a
really,
relationship.
you didn't even really know the guy's name. All right, so top of the round, Celty.
So how far away is it?
You're about 15 feet from where Varus and Cain stand blocking your line of trajectory at the gargoyle.
Okay. So 15 feet.
Yeah,
But they're in my way.
yeah, almost like a dead line from you.
Gotcha.
And you guys are on a roof, so it's going to be difficult terrain to move. Just letting
Is
you
there anything else out on the roof, or is it basically like platform little wall with gargoyles?
know. So what it is actually is it is a peaked roof that is in a circle
Oh.
with shingles,
And
and
we're
these were attached to actually the walls of the tower just beneath where the roof sets, but there's almost like where they sit in line with the roof, just the
Gotcha.
pedestals are mounted right beneath where the
Right.
roof ends. The roof probably extends out about 3 feet from where the tower actually ends.
Gotcha.
There's because this is not a roof that everyone's ever meant to stand on, so there's nothing to keep you
It's
from
literally
going
that
over.
traditional, like, wizard tower looking.
Yes.
Okay.
Very much.
So I'm going to go back to, like, the hatch door,
Okay.
which should just be, like, a couple feet.
Yeah, it's like 5 feet away.
Yeah. And I'm going to hold on to, like, that door and then just cast Sacred Flame on the gargoyle, which descends, does not shoot. So
Yeah,
it just,
yeah, it comes down.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
And it rolls a save, right?
yes, Dex 13 save.
15.
So it saves, and my spell does nothing.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say to Simone, I think we have an issue outside. The gargoyle grabbed the dragonborn, and then I'm just gonna like I'm gonna step inside, like kind of like the tank hatch, like like holding it just above our heads,
It's like us last time poking out of the fog cloud.
yeah.
Shoot the cannon, duck
So
back in.
that way I'm not standing on the dangerously sloped roof without armor on.
I get that. All right, so you're standing at the hatch, Celty. It is Simone's turn. She will come out on the roof, and what she is going to do is cast Magic Missile.
Nice.
Yay, guaranteed hits.
Okay, so that'll be 13
Hey.
points of force damage
Solid.
to the butt munch.
Always good whenever the DM's also just like, yeah, this thing's a butt lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
What a
you know what's up.
what a dick.
All right. And that is going to be all that Simone can do. You can tell that she's also gripping onto that hatch roof, but she's standing out there to try and support you guys as best as she can. Cain, you're up.
I would like to rage, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So then I take my... Okay, enough with the accent. Take my great axe and just... Is it technically... Am I technically grappled since you said it grabbed me?
You'd be able to pull out of it. It's not actually like... It was more of like... I said it grabbed you for like startle effect.
Ooh, actually, can I grapple it?
Yeah, you can try to.
I don't want this thing flying away.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
That's a contested strength, right?
contested strength. Yep.
Be strong.
7 plus 4
Give
is 11
advantage
plus
from
another...
rage?
I don't get advantage, or do I get plus 2? Since it's a strength check.
The rules for...
It is...
right, because it's...
You think you get advantage on all strength checks. So, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter either way. You succeed.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I have...
It got 4.
Solid.
in that case, yes, I would like to grab it, and but I specifically like grab it by the wings and like hug it in.
Yeah. You basically bear hug it, and it's kind of thrashing, trying to escape. Yeah, I guess that's your turn. So you were holding him in place.
Yes.
Okay. All right, that brings it to Varus.
Please be careful, and I'm going to cast Shillelagh. I'm gonna smack it.
All right.
Same thing. It does the like mistletoe wrapped around the top of the staff kind of blooms out. And...
For sure.
Ooh, that's pretty good. That's a natural 18. So I'm gonna assume
That Natural
That
18
will
will hit.
probably hit.
Yep.
Cool beans. 5 plus 3 for 8 points.
8 points of damage.
Bludgeoning damage.
Nice for a shillelagh attack. That's good.
It's a solid roll.
All right. Anything else? Any bonus actions or anything? I know.
Bonus
The
action
shillelagh
for
was-
shillelagh, so I'm spent.
All right. It is the gargoyle. This little magical fella is going to try and break El Grappello.
That was 2 natural ones in a row.
Okay. It rolled a natural 20. So it feels like
Most
you
lopsided.
it feels like you grab it and then immediately it gets hit and then just bursts out and breaks your grasp. And it will attempt to fly about 10 feet up above you guys.
Okay, I'm taking an opportunity attack on that after I swap out my dice.
Okay.
Because that one went in dice jail.
And I suppose I will too if it's with
Yeah,
range.
you're
I
within
guess
range.
I would be.
I was about to
because
say, shillelagh
I just
then.
smacked it. Yeah.
Sure, I didn't think, man.
Yeah, so you can both make an attack of opportunity.
Fantastic. That's still solid. 15 plus something.
Yep, that'll hit.
And 22.
22.
Did you 22 hit?
Yes,
Somehow.
those both hit, so both of you roll your
Mine is 7.
7.
Points of bludgeoning damage.
Where's my D12?
Another 2, 12.
12. So you swing at it, and pretty much what happens is as it's going up, you both hit. It's like one hit each, like kind of like sandwich it between one hitting with an axe, the other one hitting with your shillelagh quarterstaff, and it lets out this kind of like grunt, but it's still staying aloft. All right, so that was your all's attack of opportunity. That's the end of the gargoyle's turn. Back to you, Celty.
All right, remind me what Simone did.
She cast magic missile and came out of. So she's
The
standing
tried and
next to.
true, it's gonna hit. Frustrated with my sacred flame, I'm gonna pull out a short bow
Okay.
and
You have
Shoot
actual range?
Yeah.
unless a 6 hits.
No. A 6 does not hit.
Dice jail.
And with that, Celty's just like, maybe I should just go home. I'll just go home. I'll wait down in the living room.
Double whiff.
I don't actually leave though. I'm just gonna like duck back in.
Mother yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got this, guys.
Okay. It is Simone's turn. And what she's going to do is she will mutter something under her breath, and you guys actually see her open this vial. And she kind of sloshes out this silvery liquid, and you see it kind of, this liquid kind of silvery mercurial liquid holds in the air, and she mutters and begins to wave her hands on either side of it, and it flattens out into this disc that she jumps on top of.
Ooh. Neato.
Did she just become the Silver Surfer?
She doesn't go toward it, but she goes straight up and is at a level height with the gargoyle now.
I think she's the Silver Surfer.
That's all Simone is going to do, but she's up there, and you can see that her mind is spinning for what spell she's going to try and cast next. Cain, your turn.
So how far above it is?
It's
above
about
me, is it?
10 feet above you. Yeah, it's 10 feet above you.
Range.
Breath weapon. Lightning in the sky.
Is that a short or long rest reset?
Short rest.
Okay, cool.
Or actually, wait, hang on. I think it's a short rest.
I don't remember. I've never played a Dragonborn,
so
so whatever you say, I'm going to believe it.
Oh, where'd it go? Yeah, short rest. Okay.
Short rest?
You actually get 5 charges back on a short rest.
Pew, pew, pew,
Actually,
pew.
you can just do as much as you want. All right, yeah. That's a save.
Oh, that's a dex save. This might not be. No, actually, screw the breath weapon. We're just going to go with the javelin.
Sure.
Yeah. Because I imagine that thing's dexterous, and that's a dex save. Screw it, lightning in the sky. It's going to make a pretty scene.
All right, so it rolls a dex save.
Yes.
Sorry, natural 20.
See, he says it's not, but his dice are dexterous.
And that's 2 natural 20s tonight. That's awesome.
What happens on a fail?
Nothing.
Yeah,
just a whip.
you shoot wide.
No, I hit it still. It just does half damage.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
That seems really good for a breath weapon. Okay.
But also, the save was a 12.
Yeah, I think it's a low save.
So 3 points of lightning damage.
Cain, any movement you want to use?
I would like to take at least 5 to 10 feet, like movement backwards away from the edge
Okay.
of the roof, just in case I slip.
It would. It'll burn all your movement pretty much to do that,
that's
just
right,
because
it's
it's
all
difficult
rough.
terrain.
Yeah.
But you do that. Okay, Varus, you're up.
Cool. I like the way you think. I will kind of also very carefully back up in such a way to angle a thunder wave
Okay.
out and away so
Yeah.
that it doesn't catch anyone.
Okay.
In the
Yeah.
Very
queue.
appropriate with following the lightning.
I think that's
And is that a
I think
save
that's a
on it?
save as well. That is a con save.
Con save. Okay.
DC 13.
I like the idea of anyone looking out their window at this sees
5.
just a super delayed thunder strike
Yeah.
after lightning. It's like,
Yeah.
God, that must be miles
I
away.
think it's tremendously loud for like 300 feet, which we're really high up. So you know.
Yeah. So you guys hear this resounding, like thunder clap.
Ooh. That's an 8 and a 7 for 15 thunder damage.
An 8 and a 7.
My damage rolls have been a little bit stupid so far tonight. Technically gets pushed 10 feet away.
Okay. So how much damage was it?
15.
15.
Thunder. For whatever that matters. I don't know if
I
it's
was about to say,
resistant
since
or not.
it's made out of rocks,
He's-
isn't he?
He's looking
Is he susceptible to it?
real. I don't know. Are you an expert on gargoyles?
No, actually, I'm not. Like, I'm just judging by the fact that he's a rock.
Yeah, and it pushes him kind of back a bit in the sky. He's looking bad, guys, like really bad. You guys start to see some of the cracks showing, and Simone yells over the wind. She yells, "We almost have him, Celty, finish him off!" But it is now the gargoyle's turn, and the gargoyle will dive in at you since
Yep,
you
I just hit it.
dealt him some serious
Yep,
damage.
that's
But
fair.
it's going to dive in and take a swipe at you with one of its claws to start. 20 to hit.
Oh, big time.
You sure?
Oh yeah.
That is 7 slashing damage.
Cool.
And it will then rear down and try and like bite where your neck meets the rest of your body, like right there in that soft spot.
Makes sense.
22 to hit.
What the hell?
I'm rolling really well.
Big time.
And that is 5 piercing damage.
How are you? How's it?
He's woozy. He's
Okay.
woozy.
But that is all the gargoyle will do. Celty, you're up. And you do feel, and it's the first time you felt this, you feel the blood beginning to run under your leathers and your outfit.
Yeah.
And you feel that wetness and you smell that iron. As this is the first time that you've truly felt like your blood
yeah.
has been drawn.
I thought it was bad the first time.
All right, so it's looking rough. I'm gonna just point my finger at it
Okay.
and cast Toll the Dead, which
Okay.
is actually a Wisdom saving throw, so I don't know why I'm grabbing a dice.
Okay.
5.
That
Oh, you roll slow
that
for
does
that.
not do that.
Okay, so you get a
Roll
D12.
I do get to roll a
I
d12.
love Total Dead.
Yeah, it's just it's a 4.
In which way would you like to kill this gargoyle?
Hey! Nice.
With your Toll the Dead spell.
Is it hovering above the roof, or is
No,
it?
it is landed now because it just
Oh.
bit into.
I just want it to
bars.
like just start crumbling,
Okay.
like onto the roof. That's it.
Yeah, you guys hear this low boom when Celty points her finger, and you see that while you all hear it and you almost feel that reverberation in your eardrums, you actually see that the gargoyle begins to like physically shake, and you see it also just begins to crumble like the one did earlier this evening, and it just becomes a pile of rubble on the roof that then slides and falls off
Down
the
my
rooftop.
robes.
Yeah, that's what happens. Simone lowers on her floating disc and says, "Shall we go back inside now?"
I just grab Varus by the collar and just start dragging him over towards the hatch.
I let myself be dragged. If he didn't grab me, I was probably just gonna like sit on the roof for a second and try and catch
While
my
I'm doing
breath.
that, the other hand is firmly pressing down on the wound to stop bleeding.
So I'm just holding the hatch open, and as they like duck in there, I just pat him on the back and do healing hands for 2 points of health.
Varus, you feel a slight rejuvenation, and in that instant that she pats you, you feel this weird tingle on your wound that is both warm and cold, but you feel that it closes up, and in the briefest of instants, you feel like you're almost seeing, for the blink of an eye, you feel like you see both night and day at the same time. But then that sensation is gone, the coldness and the warmth is gone, and you just feel the autumn wind about you.
I think I'm hallucinating.
You said the wound on his neck closed?
Yep.
I immediately pull my hand back and go, ah!
Yeah, because you actually felt the skin stitching together beneath your hand.
It's like, I know what's going on, but it's like, oh, that feels weird.
I'm assuming we're kind of like at the door
Yes.
as that happens.
Shoved down the stairs.
Yeah, I probably stumble into the attic a little
Okay.
bit. I was probably leaning pretty hard into that.
Yeah. And as you do stumble, Simone's now there. The disc is gone, but she takes your face in both of her hands. So she looks you over, which you feel a little weird by this because she's actually your age.
Yeah.
And she's looking over and she goes, I'm sorry, Varus. I am not as talented in the healing art as others. Celty, is there anything you can do for him? Anything else?
I don't really have any of my herbalism kit on me. That's back at my hut. We could take him to the chattering parrot and maybe we have some first aid supplies there.
Well, truthfully, I feel quite embarrassed. I don't know her name. Your boss, the lizard woman, she actually helped us out in the town square. She was quite skilled. She might be able to help us.
My head has just dropped down because I do know the difference now, and I'm like,
Yeah, no, Keth knows her way around wounds occasionally, so yeah, that she might be able to help.
Simone does say, how about you all have a nice, good evening's rest here in my tower, be my guests, and in the morning, if you're still not feeling quite well, Varus, perhaps we can then go see if we can find an herbalist or maybe perhaps even a cleric at the Temple of Fultus or something.
That sounds delightful. Thank you.
I'll have Reggie show you to your rooms.
That's the armor. Right?
Yes, it's the armor. Yeah, Reggie is the animated armor.
What time of day is it?
It's like 2 a.m.
Okay.
And she does turn to you and she says, Celty, would you care to stay the night? I mean, it is an awfully long walk home for you at this hour.
Let me think here, because it normally takes me about 2 hours, right?
It's
So it's like 2 hours there, 4 hours. I get 2 hours of sleep before. Well, yeah, about 2 hours of sleep before I even start walking back for work.
Yeah.
Feel a little weird not sleeping in my own bed, but I guess one night won't hurt.
Absolutely. And I'll be sure that you have your seclusion, your privacy as you always like it.
That's fine. You don't need to make any special arrangements for me or anything. I'll be fine.
So over the next few minutes, the animated armor shows Celty. It shows you to a room. It's a nice, comfortable room, and actually puts the two of you in a room together that has 2 beds on either wall. They're comfortable beds, very luxurious. But what's weird though is the rooms that you all are staying in, Cain and Varus, the door to your room opens, and you all look down, and at knee height is the top of the door to Celty's room, like right next to yours. It's just kind of staggered down like a half level.
Solid.
the hell?
And the animated armor doesn't speak, just takes you all in, kind of does this like gesturing towards the bed and creaks on its way out and firmly shuts the door.
This is a very confusing tower.
So the top of the door to my room is knee height.
Knee height for the other door.
So we have to step.
No, it's 2 separate pathways, arches off of the central
Okay, I completely
staircase.
misunderstood. I thought you were saying the top of his
No,
door
no,
was
no,
the
it's-
bottom of our door
you
at
just
knee
gotta, like,
height,
crawl
and you
through.
could just
No.
see through.
It's staggered.
Okay.
Like,
And see, I was picturing like adjoining rooms, but like one door's like an elevator, so it's like you're halfway down, and you just got like the other side has a full door, but it only like has an
No.
opening
It's
halfway
like
up.
it's just that's where it's set because all the doors have their own like pathway off of that central spiral staircase.
That makes a lot more
I
sense.
lean over to
gotcha.
Varus and I just go, I think the architect was drunk.
I've learned not to question the wizards. My father was very insistent that I study the arcane arts, and I have no knack for it.
Fair enough. And with that, I grab the pillow off the bed. I grab the blanket off the bed, and I set up a little spot on the floor.
Yeah, kind of like right next to where your bed would. Yeah, where the bed. Okay.
I'm used to being
Roughing
on the
it.
road. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything anyone would like to do before you all take a long rest? It's been a big day.
I do my normal nightly prayer.
Okay.
To Bahamut.
Yeah, you kind of witness him. It's not so much like a big thing, but you do kind of mutter a mantra under your breath as you're bedding down. You hear him muttering something to a platinum god. Guide us and protect us, that sort of thing. But
I've probably read a little bit about Bahamut and all the stuff I've been looking, so I don't think anything of that.
yeah, you kind of think, okay, Dragonborn praying to Bahamut, not out of place.
That's normal.
I think Celty would probably like hang out, maybe, I don't know, try to talk to Simone a little bit.
Yeah, Simone.
If she doesn't seem too tired.
No,
Like, it's
Simone
obviously
will
very
actually she goes back down to that first floor where there's like kind of like the living space parlor. And so she's down there, so you can easily find her. She works through most of the night and sleeps sporadically throughout the day.
Gotcha.
So she's kind of poring over a few tomes. When you walk into the room, you see that she has some things open about one book is quite clearly like order of almost like a employee's handbook for the Southern Mysterium Company, and she has it opened up to reporting improper conduct.
Right.
And she has another book open on gargoyles. And you can tell that she's just trying to look and see how the hell to handle this situation. And she rubs her eyes and says, "Oh, Celty, I thought you'd be asleep by now."
Oh, after missing a few hours past your bedtime, you don't really get too sleepy. Or I don't get very sleepy after that. And the adrenaline, I guess, is just still working its magic a little bit on my nerves.
I can certainly understand that.
Seems like you hired the right folk for the job, though. These boys certainly seem to take care of business.
She laughs despite herself, she gives a chuckle, and she goes, when I saw them arrive at my doorstep, I could not believe that I saw a dragonborn and what has to be a high elf noble from Angvarn working together. It's remarkable, but somehow the two of them, well, it worked.
They do make an interesting pair. I did not see them teaming up when they walked into the parrot earlier today.
Some of our world's greatest heroes have been odd combinations of teams, but my God, it seems to work.
I'll take your word for it. I'm not much versed on heroes.
And she'll kind of lean back. She said, "So, Celty, tell me, why did you decide to intervene and take part tonight?"
I don't know what you're talking about. Does she know? I mean,
she knows.
Okay.
You all
figured,
have never spoken about it,
Yeah,
but
I figured she knows.
little gets past Simone.
Yeah. Just trying to do my part and thought they could use a hand. A little encouragement.
Well, I, of course, don't want to guide you. Every person must walk their own path, but I'll say those two boys could perhaps use your guidance a little further. I know that it's not really your place or your inclination to join with others, but I think it would be good for you. You've spent too long working in that tavern, Celty. You need to see the world and find out what else is out there.
Well, I've seen plenty of the world in my day. That's why I came here. I've seen too much sometimes, I think.
Well, then perhaps the world isn't done with you yet.
I'll consider it. They do pique my interest, to tell you the truth.
They're entertaining, to say the least. Is there anything though that I can do for you?
Oh, it was just no, not really. I just was being nosy. I guess I'm not as secluded as you think. But
You're more than welcome to sit up with me and help me figure out how to report Oswald.
would I know have had any run-ins with Oswald? Because didn't you say my wood isn't quite?
He's
Italy?
from Leet,
Right.
but he's never actually, that you know of, you've never seen him in Port Marra. He just wanted, according to
He wanted that
Simone,
position.
he wanted the post in Port Marra.
Gotcha. Yeah. But he like Leeds. My woods are more. I forgot. Did we say they're north or south?
They're south.
South of Port Marra, and Leeds to the northwest.
Yeah, and it's about a 2-day journey to Leet from Port Marra
Okay.
by horse.
It's a big continent.
Well, if you can find a way to throw the book at the bastard, he certainly deserves it.
Oh, that he does, and perhaps these two might, this dragonborn and this elf noble might be able to perhaps help me, gather some evidence against him, but I first need to find out I've never reported anyone for an infraction before, so that's new, but I'll figure it out.
Simone, I'm assuming she has a pretty large library.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, it's off of one of the archways off of that staircase, but yeah.
I know you specialize in the more arcane rather than the religious or holy magics, but you wouldn't happen to have any books on Cadwyn, would you?
I do actually. I have quite an extensive religious section. If you would care to peruse it, I have a few tomes on just about every single deity from our homeland of Peturia, and I've been able to collect what I can on Bahamut and Tiamat here on Ubiquitous. But for whatever reason, even the Verzen Society is very unwilling to part with their religious scripture or share too much with us outsiders, but I try and find what I can.
All right, I'll go and like kind of see where she points and go try to grab a book on Cadwyn and just go find a comfortable spot, and I intend to read a little bit of it and then probably just fall asleep in that chair or that couch or whatever.
Yeah, I'll say you probably get through the first chapter before you fall asleep, and what you do read in that first chapter is sort of the how Cadwyn came to be, god of change, and the ferryman, basically the guide from that transition of life to death. And it's very much that he was born out of strife between two of the god Foltest' sons. He is between Talos and Hextor. Both gods of, Talos is the god of storms and rolling thunder and all this, and Hextor is the god of war. But the two always had some strife, but out of their strife and that friction, actually a god was born, and that was Cadwyn. And while the two were very at odds and always at each other, Cadwyn was always the middle ground between them, almost like a cousin that was able to mediate the two of them. And Foltest saw this and asked, through his guidance that he was able to give these two tumultuous sons, asked Cadwyn if he would help be the pass between one life and the next. And Cadwyn agreed, but Cadwyn also, and you know this just through your own life circumstances, Cadwyn, people think of him as just the god of the grave and the transition between life and death, but he's so much more. He's actually the god of change and the god of duality. But that's a little lesser known aspect of his life. But that's pretty much what you read. Right. You read just a little bit about that before you eventually fall asleep.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So if you guys want to, you can take a full rest.
Oh, yeah.
A long rest.
Oh, yeah. Varus, head hits the pillow, out like a light, instantly.
Yeah.
And I was about to say, Cain's very similar to me in that I got to flip about 18 times in order to get comfy, so you just hear the tail going, thwap, thwap.
Yeah.
Thwap on the floor over and over again.
But you all wake in the morning, and when you guys wake up, you go down and you see down in that living parlor area where she's kind of entertained you guys twice already in one day. You see Simone sitting there, and across the table from her is Professor Fellows. Oh. And that is where we're going to end this episode.